How's it going, everyone? Wayne the Unknown here, and welcome to another episode of Cosplay Con Talk, where we basically discuss everything pertaining to the cosplay community and conventions. We are now doing another episode for Get to Know That Cosplayer, and the featured guest for Get to Know That Cosplayer is the Reckling Turtle.
Hello, it's good to be here.
So, I gotta ask, where did you come up with the name for Reckling Turtle?
Oh God, it's it's from my Homestuck days. It's this weird, I don't know. It's like it's an adjective with a noun kind of thing, and it's been around for all, I would say probably 10 years now. That's been my my handle on everything. So it is the cringe from my past that I just love to keep with me.
Yeah, I've heard some interesting stories about Homestuck in a recent uh, panel I did about cosplay uh, wigs and makeup styling. They were telling me how this one Homestuck cosplayer used Sharpie in a bathtub.
Oh, yes, yeah, the Sharpie Tub Hotel fiasco. I feel like that was like a local con goer at either Sakura Con or Komori Con years ago. But yeah, horror stories, they come from the early Homestuck.
Yeah, that's something I want to cover later down the road is talk to cosplayers and they share their personal cosplay horror stories. But
Yeah.
for another time. So to begin, how long have you been cosplaying for?
Oh gosh. Well, like with a lot of costumers, I've been dressing up like my whole life. I think I formally started cosplaying my junior year of high school, so it was 2012, I think it was.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it's been a while. What is that, like 9 years? I can't do math,
So
but
you've been cosplaying since 2012, so that would
yes,
be 9 years.
9 years. Cool. I've only recently, I guess, like past 7 years I've only been going to cons, but yeah, past 9 years for cosplay.
Nice. And what was your very first cosplay and convention?
So my first cosplay, this is the one from 2012, and this is another shady bit from my past. I cosplayed Hetalia. I was Ukraine from Hetalia. Um, and my first con I didn't end up going to until a couple years later, which was like I think Komoricon 2014, I would say. And then that's when I cosplayed Rose Quartz from Steven Universe for the first time.
Yes. Nice,
Yes, one of my
nice.
favorite
I
cosplayers
remember
ever. Oh,
seeing
it's so
your
good.
I remember seeing your earlier TikToks of Rose.
Yeah, it wasn't that good. This was like way before they even released her full design, so it looked nothing like how she actually looked. And I was just this girl walking around in a pink wig and a white dress, and I swear people thought I was like a Vocaloid character, and there was no
I can see that.
it was really bad. It was so bad. And then the next year I did her again, and it was much better.
So, what was it like cosplaying Rose Quartz? Because I like looking at the wig on your TikToks. That's a pretty massive wig.
Yeah, so that wig I actually it is I would say an amalgamation of like I would at this point it's probably about 6 wigs put together total. It
6?
has like six.
Oh
It's
God.
technically it's technically 3 base wigs and like I would say 4 ponytails, 4 or 5 ponytail extensions.
Oh good God.
But I the base stuff I bought from Amazon, and I've just been kind of finding wigs that are like the same color, and just over the course of a couple years, I started adding more, and now it's to this point where it's like, this is the volume I want. If I were to work on it, it would be to like save it and make it not so tangly. But yeah, it's my labor of love. I'm pretty sure I've put at least like maybe 2 months worth of work in that.
Oh geez. How much did it like weigh after all that?
It's actually not that heavy. I think it's probably, I mean, I'm used to it by now, so what am I saying? I think it's probably 5 pounds or less. It's not that bad.
Still, that's
But
like,
all the weight kind of sits on the top of your head, so it's not like it pulls back or anything. It's actually super comfortable.
well,
One
that's
of my more
good.
comfy wigs.
Well, that's good. I mean, you've cosplayed like a wide variety of characters, and it seems like you're really well known for like your body paint cosplays.
Yes. But I love body paint so much. And in the past year it's only gotten better. So I'm really proud of where it's at now.
Nice. And on that topic of body paint, what would you say your favorite body paint cosplay is?
That's super easy. I love Princess Bubblegum from Adventure Time. That is hands down my favorite cosplay. Like the way I look, the way I feel in it, it's just so much fun.
It looks really well done and like really well done.
Yes, thank you. I just did it like last this past weekend, and looking at that compared to the last time I did pink, which was I think the end of October, it's just like, oh Haley, that's so exciting. You're getting better at this.
No, like I really have to commend you for that. What um body paint makeup do you use for PB?
Yeah, so all most of the brand that I use for most of my cosplays actually is this. It's called Fab, Fab. I buy it from this website called facepaint.com, and it's my favorite site to buy stuff from, but it's a water-based body paint, and they come in tons of colors and a couple of different sizes to choose from, but
Hmm.
I have tried probably 6 or 7 different brands of pink specifically, and this one is hands down my favorite.
So it's probably slightly better than a Mayron, or just about the same.
Yeah, well, it's a personal opinion because this body paint, it has a waxier feel to it, and so I feel like you're less likely to sweat through it than Meron. But both of them are really good. Fab is also just a little cheaper. So.
Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, no, I've had that. I've had Mayron used myself when I went as Ice King, and
Oh yeah, fantastic cosplay by the way. I love your Ice King.
thank you. Like my friend, she was the one who helped get all that makeup on, and enough about that. Like I said, I've seen your other your I like all of them. Mind sharing a little bit about your Poison Ivy from the Harley Quinn series?
Yeah, so that one, my poison ivy was kind of like oh hey, I have so many things for this. Let me just throw it all together. And I also really loved, like growing up, poison ivy was one of my favorite Batman characters. And it's like a childhood dream come true because when I was 16, I dressed up as her for Halloween slash my birthday. And
Nice.
it's like oh, cool, I get to do this again and kind of, see how much I've changed, in the past 10 years. But yeah, I love the character Ivy. She's just so cool and I love body paint anyway. But yeah, so it's just really just me looking around, hey, I have all the things for this. Hey, this has always been a dream of mine. Let me do this. And I have the kind of freedom now to just kind of cosplay whatever I want.
Oh no, that's always a good thing. Like I said, your body paint is like spot on. I imagine though, when you first started out, there was a lot of trial and error just to get it right and blending.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Back to my first KimuraCon, I was dressed up as a Homestead character and I didn't need to do body paint, but I was like, hey, I want to try this. And so I put it on, tried my best to put it on. It didn't work. And so I took it off and then I didn't try again for like a next couple of years. And I think it was 2017 that I wore body paint to a convention and it wasn't bad, but if I were to try again, it would definitely look better. I was painted green to be or green. I was painted gray as the Iron Bull from the video game Dragon Age Inquisition.
Ah, I've
And
actually seen that one where you're wearing the pink Kanye West glasses.
Yeah, that's the one. Yes. Yeah, that was my first time ever wearing it like full day. And that is the most I've ever painted myself because if you see, I don't have a lot of full body pictures, but if you see full body pictures, it's like all of my arms, my shoulders, my midriff, my face, and I'm just so painted and I was so careful not to get it on anything, but that is the last time I have painted myself so much.
Mhm. And I believe you were talking about how you wanted to look into bodysuits to lower the body painting time.
Yes, yeah. So I bought I think they're called Zentai suits, but I bought a pink Zentai suit for when I cosplay Princess Bubblegum because I love her so much and I just want to keep cosplaying her. So I bought one, but it doesn't exactly match my body paint. I actually bought it earlier last week and I cosplay Princess Bubblegum on Saturday, and then the body suit came on Sunday,
Hmm.
and it's just the colors aren't perfect, so I have to dye it, but it'll definitely work, and I'm super excited about that.
A quick little recommendation. I think you've probably heard of them. It's called We Love Colors.
Yes.
Yeah,
Um,
they go ahead. Sorry.
oh, I was gonna say their tights I've used those for my Spinnerella cosplay that I did a couple years ago from the She-Ra Princesses of Power,
Nice.
and
I
their
remember
tights
seeing
are
that one.
so good. Yeah, and I also they have like little like seamless hand
Hmm.
socks that I used for my Not the Brave from Critical Role. I have a large diverse cast of cosplays that I do.
Like I said, I've looked at your TikToks and Instagram, and like I said, your cosplays are really well done. Also, your Persephone from Lore Olympus.
Oh, thank you. That's another one I really want to do again.
So, what kind of advice would you give for those who are considered doing on full on body paint? Those are like on a budget.
Yeah. Um, Definitely, if you're specifically on a budget too, um, see about getting if there's a color or a brand that you're like, hey, I want to try this out, see if they have like small colors, like small palettes of them. For my Poison Ivy, I've used those same green colors about 3 times, and it's a small, like $4 paint palette that I had, and it painted you know, most of my forearms, my chest, and my face for that cosplay, and it was super cheap. Um, yeah, $4 for like a tiny thing, and you can get, a good 4 or 5 different uses out of it. I definitely, if you're a first time body painter, definitely practice before you go to an event. That was my biggest handicap the first couple times I did it, is just not practicing. And then, I mean, it's just a lot of experimenting, finding out what works for you. Some people like cream paint, some people like, you know, alcohol paint and watercolor paint. It's just kind of whatever your comfort level is, kind of work with that. And then you can use drugstore makeup to do the fine details like contouring or eye makeup and stuff like that. It doesn't need to be like a $50 makeup palette that you use. You can still use like cheap stuff, just, practice and work improve with the tools that you have.
Right, right. I mean, that's like some really good advice, especially for someone
Yeah.
like me who doesn't do body paint but has like my sister. She's the one who's done my body paint for like Simon and the Joker, and
Hmm.
we used like I said, we've used Maron, and first
Hmm.
time I ever had any makeup was uh called Snazaroo.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That their quality has gotten better over the past couple years. I have the green that I use for my not cosplay is Snazaroo, but that's from like 5 years ago, and it's still really good. And sometimes you'll find that the more expensive stuff just kind of
Yeah,
stinks too. Like one of the one of the pinks that I tried out way back when I was figuring out what I liked was Krylon Aqua color, and I only heard about it because of this, special effects makeup competition show called Face
face
Off,
off.
and that's
Yep,
what they
I know
use.
exactly what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah. So I tried it and it sucks. Every time I use it, it just never dries. It dries patchy. It doesn't work for me.
Ugh.
And that was like $15-$20 for a thing of it, and it's like I hate this stuff. But
Oh,
sometimes the cheaper stuff is better if you know how to use it right.
right, right. And different subject. Do you have any cosplays you've not done in years that you would want to bring back? And also, do you have that one cosplay that you just like you've only done once? It's like, nope, I don't want to do that anymore.
I would love to bring back, honestly, I would love to do my Iron Bull cosplay again. Back then it was a gender bent cosplay, but I'm kind of more comfortable like with cosplay, I'm kind of getting more comfortable doing crossplay stuff, so I would love to do a crossplay version of that where it's just like chest armor, so I don't have to paint my whole torso again, but like new horns, new special effects makeup, that kind of stuff. I would love to do Iron Bull again.
Just full on
Um,
looking like an actual
just
Canary.
just go for it. Yeah. There's one on TikTok who just looks fantastic, and I'm like, I want to be you so bad. I'm sorry, what was the second question? One that I don't want to do again, or
like what's that one cosplay that you've done is like you've done it, you don't like it, and it's just like thrown away in the trash bin.
oh boy. Um, I mean, unfortunately, a lot of the cosplays that I wore to conventions were like a one and done kind of thing. But no, the one that I can think of off the top of my head is actually a more recent one. I cosplayed Sadness from Inside Out last year.
Oh,
Absolutely
I remember
hated
seeing
it.
your TikTok on that on her.
I Yeah, I hated it so much because when I get into cosplay, I kind of like become a character. Like I love cheerful characters. I like happy characters. I like bubbly, fun characters. And so being Sadness was like, well, this is a bummer. I don't want to do this. Just maybe like the body paint look great if I don't mind saying. It was just like, dude, I have to act sad all the time. I can't do that. This isn't fun. So
You,
that's one that I don't want to do again.
you're more of a happy-go-lucky type of
Yeah,
character.
I'd probably have a better time cosplaying Joy, to be honest, but I had all the stuff for Sadness, so I did it, and now I know I don't want to do it again.
That makes perfect sense. Now, before COVID just basically kind of ruined conventions for a while, did you have like any future characters you wanted to cosplay for 2021?
Yeah, I mean right now I'm working on a couple characters that I've kind of been like, I wanted to do them if KomoriCon was going to happen last year, and I still plan on doing some of these. I really wanted to do Keg from Critical Role Campaign 2. She's this badass dwarf girl, and she's voiced by Ashley Birch. And it's like a full set of armor, and that's one that I was like a big project that I really wanted to do. I kind of put other projects that were like my goals for the year on hold to work on like smaller stuff, but that's kind of one that I was like, this is what I'm really looking forward to doing. And I got most of it done, but weather and work and everything got going again, so I wasn't able to finish it. But I'm still working on it.
Yeah, I'm looking at Kig right now, and oh my god.
Yeah, she's super cool, and she's only around for a couple episodes, and no one really talks about her because she's in a really sad part of the story. So,
But she's
but
like,
I love her so
oh
much.
yeah, like I said, I'm looking at her right now. She looks like a badass. She has like a cigarette or something in her mouth.
Yes. Always a lit cigarette, some 5 o'clock shadow, and a sick undercut. Yeah. And
Just
Ashley Birch is my favorite voice actor, and
oh,
I'm just so excited.
I mean, she's voiced quite a bit of well-known characters. Tiny Tina. Also, she voiced another character you cosplayed, Chloe Price from Life is Strange.
Yeah. Yep. I just really love Ashley Birch characters. Um,
There's nothing wrong with that. And speaking of, have you considered cosplaying as Tiny Tina from Borderlands, since she's voiced by Ashley
actually,
Birch?
I actually have never played Borderlands before, so I feel like I'd have to play it first. But I mean,
She's definitely
definitely.
that hyperactive, crazy type character that would fit your
Yeah.
personas.
Oh yeah, she reminds me of. and correct me if I'm wrong, she reminds me of Louise Belcher from Bob's Burgers. Kind of
Yes. You
that
know,
chaotic
pretty. No, no, you're not
person.
wrong. You're not wrong
Awesome.
at all.
I will have to try then. I'm not great at shooter games, but I will have to try.
Well, I mean,
I'll have to
even
do it
if
for
like
Ashley.
even if you like did your research, that doesn't hurt at all. Like
Yeah.
I've cosplayed characters that like I've looked at, and like it doesn't hurt. I'm sure in your case, it doesn't hurt to do some research on characters that you want
Yeah.
to cosplay, just like you have an idea. And
Yeah.
that's my next question. So, if someone was to cosplay a character they don't know anything about, is that okay?
I think so. Especially I mean, like I've been in groups with my younger sister. We like to do groups together, and sometimes I'm not really knowing who the character is, but it's like you want to do it, so I'll do it with you kind of thing. And I feel like you should be able to cosplay whatever you want. If you have like a basic idea of, oh, I know they're from this universe or something like that, just so, I guess if your family asks you, like, oh, what are you dressing up as, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, you don't need to have like, encyclopedic knowledge of it or anything. Like, I don't like it when cosplay is like a gatekeepy kind of thing. Like, oh no, you don't know
Uh,
anything about comic books, so you
hmm.
can't be XYZ. It just, ooh, it just grinds my gears.
And your sister, if I'm not mistaken, goes by Rat Queen Cosplay?
Yes, they go by Rat Queen Cosplay, and they are I guess yeah. We do a lot of cosplays together, but then, I support them and do photo shoots for them, and then they do photo shoots for me and I style their wigs and that kind of stuff. It's a nice little give and take kind of thing. Like they took my Hermie pictures when I cosplayed Hermie the elf for Christmas last year,
Remember
and those turned
seeing
out
that.
really good.
Yeah, those did turn out really well. Not, I'm not gonna lie.
Yes,
So,
they are like great photographer.
nice. So now we're into this portion to where I will ask, um, what kind of like experiences have you had when going to conventions, like horror stories, funny moments, or moments to where you're like you've gone to a convention or you've made a cosplay to where it's like ripped, torn, stuff like that. Some of your own personal experiences that you would like to share that are appropriate, I should say.
Yeah, so yeah.
Well,
Um,
yeah.
well, I, well, I mean, I'm pretty safe with my cosplays, but one of my a couple years ago, I cosplayed Juliet from this anime, Romeo X Juliet.
I have heard of that.
One of my favorite animes when I was in high school.
Never seen it, but
It's
I have heard of
it's
it.
it's just a typical Romeo Juliet, kind of um fictional twist, fantasy twist to it, yeah. But she has this really pretty ball gown that I made, and I made this petticoat and all of these things, and I wanted to twirl around it, and it was so much fun. I was at KomoriCon that year when I wore it, and this girl like stepped on my dress and ripped it. And while we
No.
were walking across the street, so the dress is like there's this ruffled trim at the bottom, and so she stepped on the ruffled trim, and it like ripped from the dress. Like I could probably sew it back on without too much of a damage, but I even like we were walking across the street in the same direction, and I stopped and I'm like, um, you just ripped my cosplay that I like spent all this time
No.
working on. And she just kind of like shrugged and walked away, and I was like, ah, oh,
Really?
okay, oh
That's
yeah. And
just
I
that's being rude right there.
it was so heartbreaking, and I was like, okay, it's the back of the dress, maybe it's fine, I'll just, it's, what, I can fix it. And I was just like, this, why did this happen to me? It was
That's
the
not
worst. And so
right. Like that's just messed
it,
up.
yeah, I was kind of expecting like people to step on my dress anyway, but to the fact
But like
that, because it was so big, but the fact that she was just like, I don't care if you're having a bad time, I'm just gonna keep doing me, is just like,
basically
excuse me, ma'am.
it sounds like they did it deliberately though.
I'm not gonna make it like something that it's not, but it was just like, dude, why would you? hurt me. I'm also a nerd. I'm also dressed up at a convention. Why are you doing this? But yeah, that
Yeah,
was like
no,
my
it's
main. That's like the only bad thing that's ever happened to me at a con
yeah,
so far. Not
that's so you were talking about how your dress got ruined and everything because someone like stepped on it and just didn't care.
yes. And what's funny is too, like I went to like I loved going to the Komoricon has a bunch of dances you can go to, and they have like a formal ball where you have to wear like formal attire. And so I was like, oh, cool, I'm in a ball gown, I'm gonna spin around, I'm gonna dance, it's gonna be great. And no one stepped on my dress then, but walking across the street, this girl just kind of decides to just screw me over. But like I said, the cosplay was isn't ruined or anything. I mean, it's dirty, but I mean that's what you get for like wearing a dress that drags
I'm
across
I'm looking at it right
the
now.
dirty
The
ground. But
the red dress with like white petticoat and everything.
yes, yeah,
That's a gorgeous dress, and that's a long. She has long hair. Holy crap!
yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my god.
I was so afraid to cut the bangs for that, so I never did. And I still have the wig, and I want to cosplay or a different outfit. But yeah, that was a fun cosplay. I think that was my last ball gown that I did.
That's really impressive. Um,
Thank you.
well, you're welcome. Um, so what? Another one thing I like to talk about. What do you? How do you feel on doing casual cosplays? Like cosplays you really don't have to put a whole lot of effort into. It's like more comfortable, last minute kind of cosplay.
Oh yeah, so if you would have asked me like last year before COVID shut down, I would have said like I never do them. I don't care for them, anything like that. Like if I go to a con, I used to be like I was dead set I have to do a big cosplay because I only get to cosplay like 2, 3 times a year, so it has to be something big. And I was just like, it's just not fair. Casual cosplayers just gonna slap on clothes and they're fine. And I was so obsessed with like perfectionism. It needs to be perfect to the design and whatever. But with everything being shut down, I kind of had to switch my mentality to be less, everything needs to be perfect. And now it's more like, this is supposed to be about having fun. So I'm not going to be able to go to any conventions this year. I kind of felt it coming. So let me just, do closet cosplays. Let me do casual cosplays. Let me cosplay these characters that I've always wanted to do, but because they weren't some epic costume to wear, I never had the energy or I never put time into cosplaying it. Like I, I've always wanted to be Amethyst from Steven Universe, and I
Ooh.
just never did it because I just didn't like, oh, I want to do Rose Quartz instead, or oh, I need to do this big thing instead, or something like that. Like
Amethyst.
she's such
That's a lot
like
of
a
light
closet
purple.
cosplay. It is, and I did do it like at the beginning of shutdown last year. The body paint, I'm gonna
Well,
redo it so
I
it
mean,
looks better
there
next
is
time.
also that
But
outfit where she wears a sweater too.
yeah, that's kind of the one I was going for, just so I didn't have to
Do all
paint my
that.
body.
Oh
But
god, I mean.
yeah, but it's like I just kind of stopped caring as much. Like I don't need to do big things that are, super complicated all the time. I can slow down and do small things. And I think that's why I'm able to, go out and do more. I can make like the crazy TikToks and do, a different character every couple of weeks because I'm not putting a limit on myself
Oh
as
yeah, no. Like again, I said,
to what I can wear.
your TikToks again, like I said, are spot on. Especially like I said, you've done some like I said, Shira characters, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Yeah, and that when I cosplayed Scorpia, and that was entirely closet casual cosplay, and for a while it was kind of uncomfortable because I'm not used to doing that, and I was like, okay, I don't have the shoulder pieces, I don't have the face pieces, I don't have like her outfit. This is bad. I just don't like how I look. But then, I have a lot of friends who are in the She-Ra fandom, and I have a friend who I lovingly refer to as my cosplay wife, and she cosplays Scor or Perfuma, And so we do a lot of stuff together, and it's kind of helped me like, okay, it's not canon, but it's kind of got those character vibes to it. So I feel more comfortable doing it. And that's kind of what's helped me, branch out and do other things too. Like, um, I really loved when I cosplayed Finn from Adventure Time, and that was just like
Nice.
a sweater that I already had, some shorts that I wear during the summer. I bought a hat. I had this wig from like 1,000 other cosplays that I have. So I am a wig hoarder. That's my biggest problem.
If you don't mind me asking, if you know the number, that's if not, that's okay. How many wigs would you say you have?
Oh God. I'm gonna give you a rough estimate. I think it's probably higher than 45.
Oh,
I have I have looking around my room, I have two large grocery bags filled with small wigs, and then I have like four boxes of big wigs
oh
in my
God.
closet. So I have a problem. I was telling a friend like anytime I try to sell a wig, I always end up buying three others to replace it, and then I don't sell the wig. So it's terrible. I have wig heads in my room, and they're always covered in something
Oh
like
jeez.
either a project or I'm storing something. But if you need any color of wig, I probably have it. But do I have it in the right style? That's the question. I have
Yeah.
like four white wigs, and I don't know which one I'm gonna use it when I cosplay Hades from Olympus. So
Man,
it's a problem.
that's
It's
a
an addiction.
he's a dream cosplay.
Yeah,
Oof.
it'll
Um.
be it'll be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah. Gotta end it here real quick. Real quick. Any advice and tips you like to give for first time, cosplayers and con goers?
Um, just go for it. Like, don't worry about what other people think. Just, put on a wig, don't put on a wig, put on an outfit, put on casual clothes, just have fun, do whatever. When you go to conventions, like the energy at a con is just
Yeah.
so amazing. Like it just feels like you're home. Like it feels like here are all these people. I might not be in the same fandom as them, but I know that they're on the same level of nerd as I am, so I feel comfortable expressing how much I love this thing. So if you're gonna cosplay, doesn't need to be perfect, doesn't need to be canon. Just dress up and have fun because no one's gonna judge you unless you're in a cosplay contest. But no one's gonna judge you on the floor.
Oh yeah. No, most definitely. Again, Haley, aka Reckling Turtle, thank you for coming on to be guest number 24.
Hey, that's such a good number. Well, thank you for having me.
Oh no, you're most welcome again. Thank you for coming on to share about your experiences for with conventions and
Yeah,
cosplaying and everything.
awesome. Well, thank you. I love talking about myself. Just kidding.
Again, everyone, I'm Wayne the Unknown. Thank you for listening to Cosplay Con Talks. Get to know that cosplayer. And until next time, thank you for watching.